Good morning, dear friends. What a blessing to be with you. Here we are with another morning, starting our days with the companionship and inspiration and teachings of the Spirit Emmanuel through the blessed mediumship of Francisco Candido Xavier. It's always an honor and a blessing to be with you this morning. And today, we have a most important topic. The good spirits are so wise that they give us many teachings and inspirations for you and I in all instances of our lives. And today we're going to be talking about human businesses, things that you and I do on a daily basis that concern us in terms of our physical existence, things that we have to do in order to live well in society. Let's see what Emmanuel has to teach us today. He will say, in the chapter of the preoccupations of human life, it is urgent to consider that all of them are important. And strictly speaking, there is no question that does not require response, clarification, information, and orientation. Isn't that beautiful? It says, in the preoccupations of you and I, in our daily lives, it's urgent to consider that all of them are important. Yes, dear friends, your current concerns are important. We shall not forget that we are made out of a multidimensional being. We are spirits, perispiritual body, and physical body. Therefore, we have preoccupations in three-dimensional ways at a minimum. And we have to consider that those things, those preoccupations are important. It's okay to worry about the things he's going to list here. What is the catch? The catch is that those are things that you and I are experiencing and undergoing in order to learn something. Let's figure it out as we go here so I don't get ahead of myself. He says, in what way could we neglect others' restlessness, whatever they may be, without staining the sources of charity? However, next to purely spiritual matters, we have others properly related to the physical plane, as respectable as the issues affecting the depths of our souls, such as. So there are things that our souls are being afflicted with, that we are afflicting ourselves with, things that you and I have to learn as a result of this physical blessed reincarnation, but there are also issues regarding our physical plane. And he's saying it's okay. What we cannot do, as we are encouraged to, we're going to be encouraged as we read through the rest of the message, is we cannot just be about the physical. We cannot just be about concerning ourselves on how to improve our physical comfort. We have to balance it with our spiritual matters resolution as well. So here are the issues related to the physical plane, as respectable as the issues reflecting the depths of the souls, such as obtaining work, salary raises, probable relocations, starting new companies, economic difficulties, support in matters of justice, domestic pacification, reharmonization in service, parenting, marriage support, need for company, solution for effective struggles. So let's look at this list one more time. And as I read them again, think about the struggles that you may be experiencing, as respectful as the struggles and issues of the soul. And let's think about how we deal with these: obtaining work, salary raises, relocations, starting new companies, all in the realm of labor, of not only having an activity, a respectable means of obtaining a salary that supports our physical needs on the planet, but also as the law of labor says, any useful activity, things that we are doing in order to improve not only our lives, but the lives of all of those around us. Because when we have a passion and a mission, we start a new company to solve a problem, we are also helping others, right? He says economic difficulties, those are issues that are respectable as well. Worrying about economical issues in the world that you and I are incarnated right now, a world of trials and expiations. We have physical labor we have to do. We have a physical body to sustain and maintain. We have also interactions between the beings as dictated by the law of society. In the realm of divine laws and in the realm of human laws, we have many other aspects as well. Now, the beautiful thing he's talking about next: domestic pacification, parenting, marriage support, need for company, solution for effective struggles. So, two big realms where you and I might find ourselves each and every day. Even if you don't physically leave your house to go to work, even if you're a stay-at-home parent, if you're a caregiver, you're still doing work. So those are two realms that we spend 8 hours, 10 hours at work, and then we come home and we have to do our obligations at home. And we are blessed to have work and we're blessed to have home, right? Because there are folks, we have to think that there are folks who do not have that in their lives. What is he going to say about all of these issues? He says, giving us an opportunity today to meditate how you and I are seeing these issues in our lives. We repeat, all the themes of the earthly path are respectable. However, whenever they arise in your daily life, remember that they are the tests of human school in which you find yourself. Did you know, dear friends, that you are in a school? This physical reincarnation is a means of learning. And when we go to school, a certain periods of time, you have to take tests to prove that you've retained that knowledge. But the human school of this physical reincarnation is very important as well, because we all find ourselves as students in this lifetime. So he says here, the tests, the earthly themes are the tests of the human school in which you find yourself, in order for you to learn what? To decide and to choose in the paths of existence and to achieve the best in the tasks that you should perform. So here we are. We need we have those tribulations so that we can learn to make a choice, that we can discern between following the good and not following the good, and we can decide to do so. To achieve the best in the task that you should perform. If you go back to the beginning of this playlist, you're going to find a chapter that I believe is chapter 5, titled Divine Support. In this chapter, Emmanuel will remind us that God is with us all the time. That's one good one to review, so that when you go through the difficulties, when you have to choose, when you're deciding what to do with your life, you can feel divine providence acting in your life. And in chapter 2, it's titled In the Personal World. At the end of the chapter, Emmanuel will say, divine providence will that you are born in the universe with your unique intelligence in order to fulfill duties that cannot be confounded to anyone else, with the just obligation that only you know. So when we are created simple and ignorant by God, God knows that we are unique intelligence. God knows that we are here to fulfill a specific mission, and that's what Emmanuel brings to us here on this preoccupation that we have with our physical existence, which are respectable. He already said that, but he's saying the tests of the human school in which we find ourselves, so that we can decide and we can learn And when we decide and we learn what happens, we have to face the consequence of our choices. So he will say, for this reason, that's the tip of the day. Whenever problems of a material nature stifle you in the climate of earthly tribulations, do not demand the opinion of others in the responsibilities that concern you. So when we are facing problems that are making our path muddled in the tribulations that we inevitably have to experience, he's saying, do not demand the opinion of others. But of course, we can always have the support of others because we don't act. We are the agents of our lives. We decide what to do. We choose what to do to a certain extent. Relative free will, only absolute free will, only God. We live in society. We have a system, a familial, a family constellation, a friendly constellation in both realms of life, and we are living in a world of incessant exchange, right? We're not here alone in a bubble. I depend on you as much as you depend on my work in order for society to move forward. He's saying when you are in the tribulations, do not demand the opinion of others. We don't go to others to know what we should be doing. We go to others to get counsel, to have someone to listen to us, to reason, to make sure we're not, so that they can have an opportunity, if there are true friends, to guide us and help us. But ultimately, it's our decision as spirits alone. Instead of demanding the opinion of others and the responsibilities that concern us, what do? Emmanuel says, quote, pray for the help of divine inspiration, for the measures that fit you to promote or to sponsor. Since in any case of conscience, the decisions belong to each one of us, with the natural and just repercussions before God's laws. So we have free will, dear friends, to act in a manner that we decide and choose in this lifetime, knowing the decision belongs to each and every one of us individually. We are responsible. We are the agents of our choices and decisions. However, we have natural and just repercussions before God's law. So we not only pray for divine inspiration, we also are able, now that you know there are divine laws, you can go to the Spirit's book, part 3, review the divine laws, and examine if the decision you're trying to make, if the tribulations and circumstances of your life are such that you can find inspiration in the book. You can say, if I did this, would this, if I took this action, if I decide to go this path, would that align with God's laws? Therefore, I am co-creating goodness, or am I going against God's laws? Therefore, collaborating with ignorance and evil. So yes, we are here to learn, to decide, and to choose. There will be tribulations and difficulties as is listed, from the realm of work to the realm of our family lives. Yet, we are here to support and hear one another, as we have fraternal counseling in our Spiritist centers, right? But let's reflect that he's saying here, pray for divine inspiration. God will send you the help that you need, the inspiration that you need, so that you can make the decision that is more coherent with God's laws and with the divine plan. Your reincarnatory plan is yours alone. We are here to support one another. We go together through things, but my road to becoming a superior spirit is unique as much as your role to become a superior spirit is unique. Therefore, we're going to meditate today. How are we seeing the respectable paths of the human experience? How are we dealing with the difficulties we experience? And remember, the same way I choose today, and that is going to be reflected on the experiences and circumstance that I find myself tomorrow, what I did in my previous lives determines where I am today. So we already somewhat chose where we are today based on what we did in the past. Always with the caveat that that is all multiplied by divine grace, because we err and God is grace, is pure grace, and allow us to return as many times as necessary. Now we are reaping what we sowed, and today we have the opportunity to go through this reflection and decide to sow better, so that our harvest tomorrow, in this life and many lifetimes to come, can be more fruitful. Dear friends, what a blessing to be with you. And I hope that you can join me again for another reflection on the book Right Path by the Spirit Emmanuel through the mediumship of Francisco Candido Xavier. Please write your comments, your questions. It's always an honor to be with you. And until next week, God blessing. I'll see you again on Tuesdays at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a blessed day.